We've been conditioned to constantly be reachable, to respond instantly, and to multitask our way through days that often feel like an overwhelming jumble of activity and distraction. Your phone's buzzing, emails, news, headlines, messages, all before you've even brushed your teeth. You haven't even had time to think your own thoughts, yet the world has already shoved its agenda into your head. This is why we need rituals. Not just morning routines or habits, but intentional anchors that keep our mind steady, no matter what the day throws at us. Today, I'll walk you through the Stoic-inspired daily rituals that can help you build mental resilience in our noisy, overstimulated world, so you can live with more calm, clarity, and strength. But before we dive in, let me ask you this. Do you ever feel like you're living on a mental tightrope? Like there's chaos all around you and you're just trying to stay upright? If you nodded, then trust me, you are not alone. And these feelings are precisely why rituals are so important. They are the lifeline that can pull you back from the edge of overwhelm. In this episode, we're going to cover a lot of ground. We'll discuss the importance of rituals, explore the concept of negative visualization, learn from real-life examples, and much more. But before we delve into the details, let's first understand the core idea behind rituals in Stoicism. So what exactly are rituals, and why do they matter? Well, in simple terms, rituals aren't superstition. They're deliberate practices. In Stoicism, they act as daily recalibration tools. They're the anchors that keep you grounded amidst life's storms. Marcus Aurelius, the legendary Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, started his days by reminding himself, "Today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, selfishness, resentment, treachery, deception, malignity. All of these I shall meet and turn them to account." This wasn't a prediction of doom and gloom, but a deliberate act of mental preparation. He was setting an intention, preparing himself mentally to face whatever the day might throw at him. Now you may be thinking, why can't I just face the world without all this preparation? Because life doesn't wait for us to be ready. It demands our attention constantly. Your phone, your inbox, the news cycle, social media, they're all clamoring for your attention. That's why rituals are essential. They allow us to take control of our narrative, to define how we respond to the world rather than letting the world dictate our reactions. To drive this point home, let's look at a real-life example. Navy SEALs, those elite soldiers who operate in some of the most high-pressure environments imaginable, rely on structured rituals to perform at their best. They know that in combat, split-second decisions can mean the difference between success and failure. So they rehearse specific actions over and over again until they become second nature. These rituals help them maintain focus and control in situations that would make anyone else break down. And it's the same for us, though maybe on a smaller scale. By establishing daily rituals, you're essentially training your mind. You're creating pathways that lead to more resilient mental health. Just as athletes train their bodies, you can train your mind to be more adaptable, more resistant to the bumps and bruises of everyday life. In fact, the word Stoic itself implies a certain stability, a rock-like firmness that doesn't waver regardless of the storm. And that's what rituals help you achieve. They are the key to unlocking inner strength, turning you into the mental equivalent of a seasoned athlete ready to take on any challenge. Now that we've established why rituals are crucial, let's dive into the specifics. Let's start with the morning rituals. Mornings are crucial. They set the tone for the entire day. That's why it's vital to begin with intention, to structure your morning in a way that prepares you for whatever lies ahead. Our first ritual is morning reflection. Before you check your phone, emails, or dive into your to-do list. Take a moment for yourself. Write down one line. What is the most important thing I want to embody today? This could be anything from patience to focus to kindness. It doesn't have to be grandiose. The idea is to establish an intention, a North Star for your day. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." Without a clear direction, we're likely to get swept up in the currents of whatever comes our way. This ritual helps you avoid that. It allows you to navigate your day purposefully, ensuring that your actions align with your values and goals. Now, you may be wondering how I came up with this ritual. It's based on the teachings of Stoicism, a philosophy that has guided some of history's greatest minds. Stoicism isn't about stoically enduring life's challenges. It's about thriving in the face of adversity. It's a philosophy that equips you with the tools to handle whatever life throws at you. Next, we have negative visualization. This involves imagining a scenario where something goes wrong in your day. Picture a traffic jam, a missed deadline, an unexpected argument. By visualizing these situations, you prepare your emotions in advance. Epictetus, another prominent Stoic philosopher, said, "Rehearse in your mind the loss of what you love, so that when it happens, you may not be too much surprised." Life will always have its curveballs. Negative visualization isn't about expecting negativity, but about building resilience. It's like a mental vaccine that primes you to stay calm when things inevitably go awry. Finally, for the morning, we have read a Stoic passage. Dedicate 1 to 2 minutes to reading from books like Meditations or Letters from a Stoic. This daily dose of wisdom acts as mental inoculation against the onslaught of the digital age. It grounds you in a tradition of resilience that has stood the test of time. Now, let's talk about the midday. The midday period is where things can get hectic. Deadlines loom, emails pile up, and meetings stretch on. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, but that's why we have checkpoints, moments to recalibrate, to regain focus and perspective. Our first midday checkpoint is pause and breathe. Every 3 hours, pause for 60 seconds. Count for 4 for breaths. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. This isn't just a breathing exercise. It's a deliberate act of centering yourself. The Stoics viewed the present moment as sacred. They called it the only thing we truly have. This practice keeps you anchored in the now, ready to tackle the rest of your day with renewed vigor. Next, we have perspective recalibration. Amid the chaos of daily life, it's easy to get caught up in the urgency of deadlines and tasks. But sometimes the best way to move forward is to step back and ask, will this matter in 5 years? This simple question helps put things in perspective. Most of the problems we face today will be minor footnotes in our life stories 5 years from now. Keeping this in mind can transform how we react to setbacks. For instance, imagine a marketing manager whose campaign got delayed due to a client's feedback. Instead of feeling stressed and anxious, she paused and asked herself, will this matter in 5 years? The answer was no. This helped her diffuse the situation, accept the delay gracefully, and focus on finding solutions. Finally, for the midday, we have midday gratitude. Take a moment to list 3 small things going well in your life right now. Maybe it's a coffee break, a good laugh with a colleague, or a small compliment from a stranger. By focusing on the positive, you shift your perspective away from whatever problems may have arisen that day. Seneca, one of the great Stoics, once said, "He is a great man who uses earthenware dishes as if they were silver." Gratitude doesn't require grand gestures. It's found in the everyday moments if we choose to look for it. As the day draws to a close, it's essential to review and recharge. Evenings are a time for reflection, for course correction and preparation for the next day. Our first evening ritual is the evening review. Seneca also said, the mind should be brought up for examination. And that's precisely what this ritual is about. At the end of the day, ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well today? Where did I slip? And how can I do better tomorrow? Be honest with yourself. This isn't about self-flagellation, but about growth. It's a chance to celebrate your wins, learn from your mistakes, and plan for improvement. Next, we have letting go. Write down your worries, your frustrations, your fears. Then close the notebook for the night. You've handed them to paper. They no longer belong to your mind. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." And this ritual embodies that philosophy. You acknowledge your worries, but you refuse to let them consume your thoughts for the entire night. You establish a boundary between your present peace and the future problems that will be tackled tomorrow with a fresh perspective. Finally, for the evening, we have disconnect and wind down. At least 30 minutes before bed, put away your devices. This isn't just screen time, it's about giving your mind a chance to unwind. The ancient Stoics didn't have TVs or phones, but they did value a quiet mind before sleep. Use this time to read a book, journal, or simply stare at the walls. It's a chance to decompress, allowing your mind to settle into the peace of the night. Rituals are like anchors in a storm, guiding you, steadying you, reminding you of who you want to be. But how do we incorporate these rituals into our lives without overwhelming ourselves? Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is your resilience. Start small. Begin with just one morning and one evening ritual. Practice them consistently, then slowly add others. It's about consistency, not perfection. One small step at a time, you'll build a life of resilience, purpose, and inner strength. And remember, you don't have to control the world, only yourself. And that, my friends, is more than enough. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend. As always, I'll see you next time.